Hello guys, hope you guys are excited for Season 3 of Lost Ark. This video will cover Season 3 general progression. It includes most asked questions from my live streams and my personal tips. Unless there are unique patches in the West, this guide will give basic guidance to all types of players, including new and returning ones. There will be multiple videos to cover this too. Please note that some of the information may be different based on the server's market situation and personal goals you may have with your Lost Ark journey. Let's talk pre-Season 3, which is under eye level 1620. Based on whatever the event is happening, like Ignite servers, Powerpass, Super Makoko Express, your first goal is reaching eye level 1620. I recommend starting or returning this game during these event seasons because you'll receive a lot of progression support. Ignite servers should be happening during this time of the video, which is really good for new players and returning players. The actual information about Ignite server will be in the description. Make sure to look into it if you're interested. Powerpass is a system to provide you with an already developed character. Latest Powerpass is the Voldy's Pass. With this, you're starting with eye level 1520, which immediately can give you access to 4 Legion raids for you to try out solo. Based on your growth as well during the event, you can solo play up to 5 Legion raids and 2 Abyss dungeons to improve up to eye level 1620, which is your first eye level goal to access Season 3. So without too much of an effort, you can try a lot of raids for yourself and experience the combat in this game. As for class choices, I personally recommend choosing a DPS class based on your desired playstyle. This includes assets like attack motions, skill effects, and obviously playstyle. I personally value playstyle liking more than potential damage that the class delivers. Like there are melee types, range types, some classes are very versatile with lots of mobility skills, some change stances, and some transforms. There are button spammy classes and classes that build meters to burst your damage afterwards. There are lots of endgame play videos for every class in YouTube. If you're curious about searching them, head to this site called loawa.com. It's a well-known site that shows Korean characters' endgame builds. The link will be in the description too. On the YouTube search engine, you can copy-paste the text of the class and type 4 at the back. Then you'll be able to find videos of the specific class doing one of the hardest content you may challenge in the future, which is the Amine Raid Gate 4. If you have chosen a class, as for building your character, majority of the requirements like set bonuses, combat stats, engravings, gems are all going to be provided at a decent amount to help you get to the solo combat right away, which is really nice. The only thing you should be careful of is tripods. In your skill tab, these modifiers of skills can be leveled from 1 to 5 and they have a huge impact on your skill rotations and playstyles. You can try leveling them up with naturally gained amulets from daily chaos dungeons with RNG, or use guaranteed leveling amulets for important tripods. So if an express event is in place, you'll have event gems, stones, and engraving support activated by default for proper builds. It's also very easy to switch back and forth in different builds too. Make sure to check out this site called Lost Ark Nexus to build up proper builds. It will also be in the description. The only thing I don't recommend is spending payouts to buy stones to cut them during this time. Make sure to save your free payouts as much as you can and take your time and cut freely obtained stones from your dailies. Essentially, if you're playing during the event season and received a character with a power pass, up to the latest solo content is easily clearable with freely given assets from the events. Let's go over an example. If I'm interested in playing BK Breaker, I can check Lost Ark Nexus for builds. They specify which skill tripods are very important, and since most events do provide you level 5 tripod amulets, and NPCs do sell boxes too, you would use the level 5 amulets on recommended meter gain tripods, and 4s on major DPS skills to increase damage for now. All the class guides have very similar information, and it will help you enjoy the proper playstyles. Next, there are some required side contents you may need to improve your character. Alt+D, the item codex, is your friend, and it will show you all the items in the game. There is a character growth tab, where it shows various runes, which is another modifier for your skills, and additional skill point potions. These are roster rewards, so obtaining them once will provide it for all your characters. There are also guides out there on how to obtain them as well. On top of that, for this criteria, there may be another express event called Arcadia Tour that provides most of this stuff automatically with simple quests like collecting a few Makokos. It is designed for new players to catch up faster, and I believe Ignite server has this too. For the new players, talking about activity, the major daily activities will be Chaos Dungeons, Guardian Raids, and Una quests. You can receive gold from clearing up to 3 weekly raids, and clearing more than 3 does not give you gold, but you can get more materials, and collecting these clear tokens will let you trade cool stuff from the solo trade NPC too. Besides the dailies and weeklies through Alt+Q, which is your quick access window, make sure to press M for the world map and buy cards from various NPCs with silver. Being diligent at this will help you in the future. Una quests have reputations as well. Check which ones you need and try to work on them too. Reputation goes up once per day if you finish that specific Una quest. Based on which Una quest you're doing, they give shards, leap stones, solars, and silver to help your growth. There are also adventure tomes that can give you various rewards from gathering collectibles and finishing side quests. As for alternative characters, I will personally make more characters if you want to spend more time in the game. Alts are definitely effective to funnel materials, but you're signing up for more grind time. I personally think having one character and progressing slowly through solo content is good enough for new players. The general amount of playtime would be dailies and weekly raids to progress. When you like the game more, maybe you can make more characters to ramp up the playtime and try to funnel materials to be more efficient with gathering gold and materials to progress faster. As for limitations, you can make weekly gold up to 6 characters. So having more than 6 is actually not recommended in this game. Alright, this is the Lost Ark global server on Steam. I do have some few characters I had before. Since there is a Super Mokoko Express happening right now and it's up to October 9th, I can show you some examples how a brand new or returning player will be going through. I did receive a Powerpass, which is the Voldy's Pass, so I'm going to use this event pass for the second gun lancer that I have here, which is 1311. For those of you who don't know, whenever you use a Powerpass, you can play or skip guide, so I actually don't recommend doing the guide. If you're a new player though, you can go through some of these tutorials to learn the very basics of the game. And you can also see the prologue, which is the storyline that you're missing. It's like a short summary of it too. When you get into the game, you should be in Kalinar, which is a place right before Curzan, which is a start of Season 3. And this portion is called North Curzan, which is a start of Season 3. So in order for you to reach here, you need to be 1620. And then when you're 1620, you can do South Curzan and North Curzan at the same time. And when you check your inventory, you should have like a box, the Powerpass box, which it has the 1520. Based on these set bonuses, you can pretty much use anything because you can change around. And if you open them all, it just gives you free stuff. And as long as you just equip them, you should be 1520. And for Super Mokoko Express, since I'm 1520, I can select the character that I just power passed and then start event here too. And if you do that, they basically give you a style setting. As this is a Combat Readiness Gun Lancer, which is a blue Gun Lancer, and this is the Lone Light Gun Lancer, which is the red Gun Lancer. They actually give you recommended skills and gem setups and engraving setups at the same time. So if I press auto reply, I get to start the Powerpass event. And if I press P, I see all the gems equipped into it, and the engravings are all set up as 5-3, and my combat stats are pretty decent. This is good enough to clear most of the solo content. All this stuff, I highly recommend to look at the Lost Ark Nexus, kind of go back and forth into it. But if you're a brand new player and you really don't want to do the research, you can actually select any style and you can just get into the game right away because the playstyle is not going to be that far behind. And when you claim rewards, it gives you additional materials on top of it. So you're 1520, I claim reward, and then you open up boxes, and then you use these items and assets to level up your character. This is the potion to level up your combat XP, and if you level your combat XP, you get to have more skill points. And as for books, these are engraving books. In the future at Season 3, based on what books you read is going to determine your level of the engraving. So if you can, it is really important for you to read up to Legendary. For my case, it'll be like Grudge, Barricade, Stabilized Status, Master Brawler, etc. Again, Lost Ark Nexus will probably have you information for your class. It's very important to keep in mind to read the books if you can. So with the freely given materials, all you need to do is hone to reach 1540. And as for reaching there, make sure to level 1 at a time because it is very important to reach that ad level first to get the next set of stuff. If you reach 1540, you get to have your next stuff. And if you reach 1550, you get to have the next stuff, and so on and so forth. And if you reach 1600, you get the last reward points to get you all the good stuff. If you press Alt+Q, this is your quick UI to reach everything. This is your Chaos Dungeon. Make sure to enter the highest one you can. Guardian Rays is where you get the Leap Stones, and Chaos Dungeon is where you get the other stuff like Obliteration Stone, Protection Stone, and your shards. And for Legion Raid, you have the solo mode over here. By pressing it, you can play it by yourself. So you're kind of like progressing. You can do Broshaza, you can do Clown, and you can do Vicus if you have just started. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, Alt+D is your friend. This is the Codex. If you see character growth, and if you're in an Express, it gives you free runes. Like as you can see here, I got some free runes over here too. And as for skill potions, we have all these skill potions here. I have most of them due to the Express. They give you some free stuff, but I've been missing a little bit. I've been missing 6, 12, and 3. Click in it, Reputation Wisdom Isle, right? This is the Una reputation here. If I press J, this would be the reputation status, and if you search skill, you get to see the reputation that you're required to do. In this case, if I press this here, you get to see the skill point potion over here too. This requires me to do a certain amount of Una quests to receive this. You get 10 points per day, so I need 1 more day here, and 4 days and 7 days of doing this Una quest to receive this skill point potion. There will be a blue icon For solo mode exchange, this is the exchange that I've been talking about. If you do a raid, you get to receive clear medals. You can trade off to a bunch of honing materials per week, and these are weekly limit, as in it will reset every week. For special exchanges, you can get level 7 gems. You can get some accessories, you can get bracelets, you can get combat XP. And these Hope Amulet and Wishful Amulet, this is a level 5 amulet for tripods, and this is a level 4 amulet for tripods too. You can only get 3 and 4 per character, and the share rewards, you get to get some elixirs, which we'll talk about in next videos. And with that, I think I covered most of the stuff that will help you how the game is going to progress. Your Alt+Q is going to be your friend. Do some of the solo raids to experience the combat of Lost Ark. Do some Chaos Dungeons, Guardian raids every day to get some materials, and then you interact with the honing NPC to increase your level to reach milestones to get more rewards. So it's a pretty simple progress, and it's going to help you even more when Ignite server comes out too. With that, ending the video, your goal is to reach item level 1620. Because if you reach item level 1620, you'll be able to move onwards to Season 3, which will be covered at the next video. Until then, hope you guys enjoy the game. As always, thanks guys, bye bye!